The popular fly-on-the-wall documentary, The Beatles, Get Back from 2021, shows how tense things got between the Beatles during the Abbey Road and Let It Be studio sessions. As George Harrison battled to fit compositions onto the track lists, Paul McCartney took on a supervisory role. John Lennon, however, grew more reclusive as he focused his energies on his constantly present wife, Yoko Ono. Harrison rushed out of the studio in one of the most moving and significant scenes in the documentary. He said the band farewell for the time being, saying, "See you around the clubs." Neutral, stoic Ringo Starr calmly waited for the squabbling to end so he could lay down some rhythms amidst the chaos. But Starr had also left the band, leaving McCartney to play drums on the last two tracks recorded for the album known as The White Album, roughly a year before Peter Jackson's archive documentary caught up with the trio. It was obvious that the Fab Four were failing due to conflicts over leadership, overblown egos, and the demands of celebrity. The Beatles eventually declared their official breakup in April 1970. The mainstream media relished fanning the flames at this point, implying that the four had an ugly breakup and were no longer on speaking terms. But the Beatles needed some space to breathe, therefore the split was mutually agreed upon and inevitable. Although McCartney and Harrison went through a period of cooling off, Starr remained friendly with all three of his bandmates and invited them one at a time to participate on his 1973 solo album, Ringo. Harrison collaborated with Lennon on Imagine, his second solo album, in 1971. After the Beatles split up, Starr started devoting more of his time to songwriting, but it took work to become proficient. "It's been a long process, really, finding my way as a songwriter," Starr said in a 2015 interview with Goldmine. "However, I think that over the past 20 years, I've grown incredibly accustomed to writing." That's not to argue the drummer didn't write some good songs in the 1970s. "You know, over a period of 5 years, I wrote It Don't Come Easy, Photograph, and Back Off Boogaloo," Starr remembered. "The space between wasn't that large. I sang backup vocals on other people's songs, including certain Vinnie Poncia tracks even on the Ringo album." Starr also acknowledged that his hit song Back Off Boogaloo from 1972 was the product of a lucky error. Back Off Boogaloo is an amazing illustration of how sometimes mistakes can be fantastic when creating a song, he said at the outset. The drummer gave an explanation of how he and Harrison, the song's co-credited writer, came upon it. "You know, George wanted me to play that pattern on the bass drum, but my drumming efficiency isn't that great," Starr clarified. "I can't go play a beat imitation and play consistently. I then began using it on the snare, and it was rather effective. You know, that seemed really unexpected." Regarding the song's lyrics, Starr discovered the song's title, Refrain, while out to dinner with friend Mark Bolan. The drummer claimed in a 2021 interview with USA Today that the leader of T-Rex yelled, "Hey, back off! Ah, boogaloo!" when mockingly correcting someone.